now.
You'll be remembered as the one that saved their teacher.
A 10-year-old's quick thinking helped save a Little Rock teacher left gasping for air in front of her class. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Donna Terrell. I'm
Kevin Kelly. Our Susan L. Corey joining us in studio with the story. And Susan, having talked with you earlier, what's surprising to me is that the student who actually stepped in to help wasn't even supposed to be in that class.
That's right, Kevin. Donna, this happened in a kindergarten room where 5th grader Nivea Woods was volunteering, just like you see her behind me, and it's her instincts that really made the grade here. No workbooks in this kindergarten class. Tell students what to do when their teacher almost stops breathing.
I didn't know how to ask for help because I couldn't talk.
Luckily, Kim Rosby didn't need to instruct Nivea Woods.
Her instincts just kicked in.
The 10-year-old knew just what to do.
My new buddy. Ooh.
When the Little Rock teacher had an asthma attack.
My family is indebted to you.
Normally, Rosby wears this bag around Meadowcliff Elementary. An inhaler tucked inside.
This particular morning, I decided to lock my purse up in the car.
While trying to teach her 18 students, things took a turn.
It snuck up on me. It happened quickly.
Just so happens this 5th grader stopped by to volunteer, quickly noticing something was wrong.
She just started coughing and everything. And then she went to her desk and she couldn't talk.
I grabbed my keys and started shaking them.
And she handed me the keys and I went out there and got it.
Within a few minutes, Rosby says she was back on her feet. A sigh of relief that left her with one question.
How did you know that I needed my asthma pump?
I usually see her around carrying it in her purse.
That life-saving observation.
I have thanked her so much and I've hugged her so much.
Leaving this class with a lesson that doesn't need repeating.
I was one of the blessed ones.
You can see in that video, Nivea is a little shy. I did ask if she knew this was an asthma attack. She said she just knew Ms. Rosby needed that inhaler to breathe, and by shaking the car keys, figured it was out there. Back to you.
Great story. New at 9, authorities in southwest Missouri investigating after an Arkansas man was found dead following a shooting with law enforcement members. They confirmed 28-year-old Kenneth Ashburn of Bella Vista died Thursday afternoon. We're told officials were investigating a stolen vehicle when they exchanged gunfire with Ashburn. His body was later found in a shed. Right now, officials say it's unclear if the man died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound or a wound from the deputy's gunfire. According to officials, the deputy involved, Justin Henry, was shot in the leg and has been released from the hospital.
A breaking news update now. North Little Rock police are investigating a shooting that left one person injured. This happened around 7:30 last night in the 800 block of North Beach at Shorter College Gardens apartments. The victim, whose name has not been released, was taken to the hospital. His condition unknown at this time, but police say there is no suspect information right now. So if you know anything about this shooting, call North Little Rock Police.
Little Rock police making an arrest after a man was shot on the leg Thursday. It happened off Roosevelt Road near Arch Street. Israel Johnson was later arrested during a traffic stop. According to police, an argument between the victim, who has not been identified, and Johnson led to the shooting. Johnson was charged with battery and possession of a firearm. And despite this latest investigation, Little Rock police releasing stats that show crime overall is on the downtrend. Property crime is down 15% from the last 3 years. Violent crimes down 1%. But so far, there have been 6 more homicides in the city compared to this time last year.
A county 911 coordinator busted on child porn charges. Authorities say it happened in Van Buren County. The suspect, 36-year-old Taylor Fisher, was arrested Thursday. Fox 16's Tyler Thomason spoke to him exclusively as he bonded out of jail today.
Well, not much. His arrest comes after detectives say he downloaded child pornography using an internet IP address routed to his father's house. On Thursday, Van Buren County 911 coordinator Taylor Fisher posed for his mugshot after authorities arrested him on child porn charges. We caught up with him.
Mr. Fisher?
As he stood outside the jail waiting for his ride after posting bond.
What's going through your mind right now?
Terror.
According to this arrest affidavit, state police and U.S. Homeland Security were tipped off to child porn being downloaded from a location in Shirley. Turns out it was Fisher's dad's home, and Fisher quickly became their target.
The affidavit said you were using your parents' address to download child pornography.
I don't know, that's not the case itself.
The arrest report says agents caught up to Fisher at the county annex building. He took officers to his home in Clinton, where he admitted he had child porn on an external hard drive and had been doing this for 15 years.
What leads to that kind of behavior?
I'm not going to say anything about the case itself.
We've learned Fisher has worked for the county since 2014. He told us he expects to be fired, but didn't know for sure.
Is there anything you want to say to the citizens of Van Buren County?
Pray for me. If they can at all.
The Van Buren County judge called a special meeting just hours ago, and we've learned that Taylor Fisher has been fired from his county position. Guys, back to you.
Little Rock police asking for your help tonight to find a man who hasn't been seen since September 4th. Take a good look at this picture. Police say Anthony Lee was last seen in the 4600 block of Asher Avenue. He's 42 years old, 6 foot tall. If you've seen this man or have any information that could lead authorities to his whereabouts, call the number there on your screen.
And a man desperately trying to find his missing mother says a deer lease stands in the way of his efforts. Kelly Steiger went missing back in February of 2017. She was last seen walking down Hensley's main road. Her wallet, phone, and truck were all left at her house. We're told her prescription pain medication had been stolen days earlier, and she was going through withdrawal. Her son, Lucas Rimsing, was deployed when she went missing, but has now teamed up with the nonprofit Community United effort to help find his mother.
This organization is willing to search as much as I want or need, and so we just need permission so we can search out here in these lands.
And getting permission has been the holdup for several months. They want to search a corporate-owned deer lease. Last month, they were denied access, but as of this week, we're told they are a few signatures away from getting on the property. We will be sure to keep you posted.
A safety alert. A miraculous rescue could have gone the other way if not for some fast-acting drivers. This after a man's truck caught on fire while he was driving down the road. It happened last night in Hot Springs. Take a look at this video. We're told the victim was an elderly man who pulled into a parking lot, not realizing what was going on. Matthew Giberson says he watched the driver pull into the lot, and just moments later, the truck was engulfed.
By the time he got to here and we got him out, flames were already coming out the bottom. There was smoke in the cab.
Giberson says he and another person quickly got him out. The man told responding firefighters he had just filled up his gas tank. So for a while, all they could do was just let the vehicle burn. It's not clear what started this fire.
New at 9, today a historic Little Rock hotel shut down by the state for failure to pay sales taxes. The Frederica Hotel, located on West Capitol Avenue, has been closed by the State Department of Finance and Administration. We're told DFNA served the hotel with a notice to pay or close by August 2nd. Calls to the hotel number today went unanswered.
Tonight, 43 college students were awarded scholarships from the United Latin American Citizens Council. A gala was held in honor of the recipients at the Clinton Presidential Center downtown. The merits on which the scholarships are awarded are all based on things like a student's GPA and, of course, community service.
I would describe to her, this is not just her success, it's also ours. You know, we all work together as family as such, and I'm just glad that someone goes above the level of the school that others, we didn't get it reached. You know.
Hear more from what the Latin American students have to say about the honor that is changing their lives. You can just go to our website, fox16.com, for the full story.
Awesome.
Yeah.
The Boys and Girls Club of Central Arkansas is facing some financial challenges that could force some centers to close, and We just don't want to see that happen. So that's why we're partnering with our sister station, KARK, to host a Victory Over Violence telethon. We're raising money to help keep the club's doors open so kids have a safe and positive place to go after school. We will be seeking donations from viewers during our newscast next Wednesday. We're going to have a Boys and Girls Club telethon. We hope you will tune in.